The Phantom Truck of Route 666, haunted highway horror in New Mexico, USA. They say Route 666 is cursed, a highway that swallows the lost, haunted by shadows you can't escape. And if you drive it at night, you might hear it. The roar of an engine that isn't there, headlights that appear in your rearview mirror, blinding, unshakable, relentless. Some call it the Phantom Truck. Others call it Death on Wheels. Whatever name you give it, just know this: once it finds you, there's no outrunning it. Tonight we dive into one of America's most terrifying legends, the Phantom Truck of Route 666 in New Mexico. A road that doesn't just test your courage, it devours it. The Devil's Highway. They call it the Devil's Highway. For decades, Route 666 in New Mexico has carried a reputation so dark, so cursed, that the government eventually changed its name, rebranding it as US Route 491. Officials said it was just to ease fears, to calm superstitious minds. But locals know the truth. No matter what you call it, the road remains the same. Black asphalt stretched across a desert wasteland where shadows seem to move, where headlights appear in the distance only to vanish, and where drivers tell stories of a phantom truck that stalks the night. The Phantom Truck is more than an urban legend. It is a tale carved into the asphalt by blood, fear, and steel. Some say it's the ghost of a trucker who died violently on these roads, his soul forever chained to his rig. Others whisper it is no man at all, but a demon masquerading as a truck, prowling the Devil's Highway to claim souls. Those who've seen it describe the same thing: blinding headlights appearing suddenly in their rearview mirror, the deafening roar of a diesel engine, and a monstrous 18-wheeler bearing down on them at impossible speeds. Some have escaped. Others were never seen again. This is the story of the Phantom Truck of Route 666, New Mexico, a tale of restless spirits, vanishing vehicles, and a cursed road where the line between life and death is as thin as the desert dust. Miguel's Midnight Haul. It was past midnight when Miguel Hernandez, a veteran truck driver, began his haul northbound through the New Mexico desert. He had driven Route 666 many times before and never liked it. The road was lonely, flanked by jagged mesas and endless sand. The desert sky was moonless, heavy with storm clouds. Miguel kept the radio low, sipping bitter coffee. His CB crackled with static, then went dead. He frowned, adjusting the dial, but the airwaves were silent. That was when he noticed headlights in the distance behind him. At first they looked normal, another truck perhaps, but soon the lights grew larger, brighter, far too quickly. The roar came next, not the steady hum of an approaching engine, but a violent growl like thunder tearing through the night. Miguel gripped the wheel. The lights were almost on top of him now, blinding, impossibly bright. He hit the accelerator, pushing his truck to its limits. But the phantom rig didn't slow. It surged closer, inches from his trailer. Miguel swore he felt the heat of its headlights burning against his back. And then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it was gone. The road behind him stretched empty. No truck, no lights, no sound. Miguel pulled over, trembling, his breath ragged. He checked his mirrors again and again. Nothing. For the rest of the drive, he refused to look back. Miguel never took Route 666 again. The tourists who vanished. In 1994, a young couple from Colorado, James and Rachel Carter, were traveling through New Mexico on vacation. They decided to take the infamous Route 666 as a shortcut. Friends later said they joked about meeting the devil along the way. They were never seen alive again. What police did find was their mangled car in a ditch. The impact marks suggested a collision with a large vehicle, but there were no tire tracks leading away, no debris from another car or truck. The Carter's car looked as though it had been struck by something massive, yet invisible. A trucker passing by that night claimed he saw blinding headlights on the road, a rig weaving back and forth at terrifying speed. He said it came out of nowhere and vanished into thin air. Investigators dismissed it as fatigue-induced hallucination, but the Carter's family never believed it was an accident. To them, their children were victims of the phantom truck. Truck stop whispers. At a dusty truck stop near Gallup, New Mexico, drivers swap stories late into the night. Over steaming coffee and greasy plates, the phantom truck is always mentioned. Doesn't matter what time of night, one trucker mutters. You'll see those lights behind you. Bright as hell, tailgating you, trying to run you down, and when you think it's over, poof, gone. Another swears he saw a black rig with chrome so polished it reflected the moon. Only problem, he says, there was no moon that night. They talk about drivers who never return. Empty cars found on the roadside, radios cutting out, engines stalling. Some believe the truck belongs to the devil himself, hunting souls on his highway. Others say it's cursed ground, native spirits angered by the road carved through their land. But every single driver agrees, you don't stop on Route 666. Not after dark. The trooper's terror. Officer Daniel Ruiz was a state trooper in the mid-2000s. His encounter with the phantom truck is still whispered among law enforcement. One night, he was patrolling Route 666 when he spotted headlights weaving dangerously ahead. Assuming it was a reckless driver, he gave chase, but as he accelerated, the lights grew brighter and blinding, forcing him to squint. The roar of an engine shook his cruiser. He radioed for backup, but only static answered. And then, in a blast of fury, the phantom rig rushed past him. His car shook violently. Ruiz braced for impact, but nothing struck him. The lights roared down the highway, then vanished. When backup arrived minutes later, they found Ruiz pale and shaking, parked on the shoulder. His dashboard camera captured only static. His microphone picked up a sound like a low growl, mechanical, yet not entirely human. Ruiz quit the force a year later. He never drove Route 666 again. College students livestream. In 2018, 3 college students live-streamed their drive on Route 666. They laughed, daring the phantom truck to appear. Thousands watched in real time as the chat flooded with excitement and fear. Around 1:47 a.m., the stream turned chaotic. Blinding lights filled the frame. The sound of a truck horn blasted through speakers. Screams echoed. The camera fell sideways, capturing only static and the faint glow of headlights. Then darkness. Police found the student's abandoned car the next morning. Doors open, no bodies, no sign of struggle. The live stream footage was later deleted, but clips still circulate online, fueling the legend. Navajo warnings. Among Navajo elders, Route 666 is more than just a haunted road. It is a scar across sacred land. They warn that the phantom truck is not a ghost, but a skinwalker, a malevolent spirit taking the form of machinery. Elder Thomas B. Gay once told reporters, when a man dies violently, his spirit is restless. But when land is disturbed, when blood is spilled, darker things awaken. That truck is not a man's soul. It is a spirit of vengeance, feeding on fear. Locals avoid Route 666 whenever possible. They tell travelers, if you see headlights behind you at night, do not look directly into them. Do not stop. And above all, do not let the truck catch you. Paranormal investigators. In 2021, a team of ghost hunters set out to document the phantom truck. Equipped with night vision cameras, EMF detectors, and drones, they drove the length of Route 666. Their footage shows strange anomalies, distant headlights approaching, then disappearing without a trace. Radio interference. Batteries drained instantly. At one point, a booming horn echoed, shaking their cameras. They captured a chilling EVP. A voice, mechanical yet human, whispering, "Move or die." Hours later, they fled the highway, shaken and pale. The footage went viral, but skeptics called it staged. Yet even skeptics admit the fear on their faces looked real. Survivors, confessions. Dozens of survivors have come forward with chilling confessions. They speak of headlights in the desert, of engines failing, of an overwhelming sense of dread. One woman claims the truck followed her for miles, vanishing whenever she tried to pull over. A man insists he saw the driver's face in his mirror, burned, twisted, eyes glowing red. Some survivors dream of the truck years later. They wake to the sound of horns blaring outside their homes, only to find empty streets. Psychologists say it's trauma. Survivors insist it's a warning. The curse continues. Even though the highway's number was changed to 491, the curse continues. Accidents persist, sightings increase. Changing the name did nothing. Locals say the road cannot be tamed. It is cursed ground, a place where restless spirits and dark forces roam freely. The phantom truck is not bound by numbers or signs. It is bound by the land itself. Final warning. The phantom truck of Route 666 remains one of America's most terrifying road legends. Is it the ghost of a wrong trucker, a demonic entity, or simply the desert playing tricks on weary drivers? No one knows. But one thing is certain. People have vanished. Cars have been found wrecked, and countless survivors whisper the same story. Headlights, horns, and a rig that shouldn't exist. So if you ever find yourself driving the dark stretch of desert once known as Route 666, pray you never see those lights in your mirror. Because if you do, you may not live to tell the tale. And remember, out there on the Devil's Highway, no one ever outruns the phantom truck. The phantom truck of Route 666 is more than just a story. It's a warning. A reminder that some roads aren't just made of asphalt, they're paved with fear, with tragedy, with the restless spirits of the past. The next time you find yourself driving through the deserts of New Mexico, ask yourself, who's really behind you? A fellow traveler, or something far darker? Some legends live in the shadows, others chase you.